You might be thinking, you don't know what you're talking about. You might be saying, Alan Hughes doesn't know. He's never been in this situation. Been there, done that. I've had kids that would not come on the floor. I've had kids that sat in a chair and hummed to themselves. And within a few weeks, they were defending themselves against adults. On the floor, on the mat. That's amazing, right? But that's actually how this stuff works. Because it makes sense to kids. It makes sense to anyone. Kids are really pure. I don't know if you've understood this yet or if you've had this situation yet, but when you tell a kid a lie, they get it right away. Yeah, they get it. They understand there's something that's not right with what you're saying. But when you tell them the truth, and this is just how it works, and this is how it works, they get it. So when you have a kid that hums on the side of the mat, won't come on the mat, won't have anything to do with it, and within 3 weeks he's defending himself against an adult on the mat, that says something. Or I've got an instructor that when he was in a testing cycle, he was a kid and he's in his testing cycle and he freaks out because he wasn't the #1 testing candidate. He didn't get the #1 spot. Crying on the floor, crying in the corner. His mom comes and rocks him while he cries. So the kid's rocking himself on the floor. He's not having a good day. He comes into my office a few weeks later and he says, I'm really having a tough time at school. The kids are putting me in the wood chips. Putting you in the wood chips, what does that mean? How's it going at school? Well, they're putting me in the wood chips. What are the wood chips? I guess that they had a bunch of piles, mountains of wood chips that were at the school that they were doing some sort of landscaping with. And the kids were burying him in the wood chips. And he was in tears. He was really having a rough time. This was really tough for him. I can see where that would be really tough. Not only is he maybe a little bit sensitive to some things, but he's also getting buried. He's getting bullied, not just being in the situation that he's in. So we talk through it. We discuss the principles. We discuss training. We discuss all of those things. A year later, he's on the mat with me, getting a very advanced degree for a little kid. And as he's going for his brown belt, I tie the brown belt on him and I say, so are they still putting you in the wood chips? And he says, oh yeah, I forgot. All of a sudden, all of that training had replaced his experience of being put in the wood chips. Didn't completely forget it, he just wasn't at the front of his mind anymore. But doing these things where you learn how to breathe through stuff, where you learn how to redirect, where you learn how to use these principles, it just works because it's relational and it has to do with conflict. And we're all having conflict all the time.